The film begins in a desolate and scorching desert in Mongolia, where an American oil company has sent its workers to search for oil. However, contrary to their expectations, there is no oil to be found. The information provided to the company turns out to be false, prompting them to shut down the camp and recall all personnel. To evacuate all the workers and equipment, an old military cargo plane, a CO-19, arrives, piloted by a tough and experienced pilot named Petas Frank Towns. His co-pilot is AJ. The plane carries a mix of individuals, including the site manager, Kelly Johnson, several workers, and a mysterious, quiet man named Elliot, too, who keeps to himself. As the plane flies over the desert, a violent sandstorm strikes. Sand and dust clog both engines, causing them to fail. Frank is forced to make an out-of-emergency landing, which turns out to be extremely dangerous. The plane crashes violently onto the desert floor, killing several passengers instantly. The survivors are left shocked and traumatized. Now they find themselves stranded in an empty, ruthless desert. No water, no food, no working radio, and no hope of rescue. Some suggest setting out on foot to find civilization, but a small group that tries either returns empty-handed or disappears into the desert. It becomes clear to everyone that no help is coming, and they have essentially been left to die. In this state of despair, the quiet man, Elliot, makes a shocking proposal. He suggests building a new, smaller plane using parts salvaged from the wreckage. At first, everyone laughs at him, especially Frank, who sees Elliot as eccentric and impractical. But as time goes on and the situation worsens, the others begin to realize this might be their only chance of survival. They begin dismantling the wrecked plane, separating out the usable components. Elliot directs them in constructing a new airframe. Under intense heat, exhaustion, and psychological pressure, they continue working, though frequent arguments and mistrust arise. Frank remains particularly skeptical of Elliot, and this distrust peaks when Elliot admits that he has never built a full-sized plane before, only model aircraft. This revelation breaks the group's morale, and many demand to abandon the project and reject Elliot entirely. But soon they recognize Elliot's deep understanding of aerodynamics and accept that he does know what he's doing. They realize abandoning the project would mean certain death. Reinvigorated, they return to work with renewed determination and name the new plane Phoenix, a bird that rises from its own ashes. Just as they near completion, a new threat appears. A group of local desert bandits reaches their camp. Initially pretending to be friendly, their true intentions are soon revealed. They want to steal supplies and water. A short but intense confrontation ensues, and the survivors barely manage to defend themselves. This encounter makes it clear there's no time left to waste. Next time, they may not survive. Motivated by this danger, the group works with all their strength to complete the Phoenix. Once it's ready, they face their final challenge, taking off from the desert sands. They have only the one chance. If the plane gets stuck or fails to lift off, they will all die. Frank, now trusting Elliot, agrees to fly the Phoenix. Everyone boards the plane, hearts filled with fear and a flicker of hope. The plane speeds across the sand, dust flying everywhere. All eyes watching the sky when, finally, the plane lifts off into the air. Cheers erupt. Not only have they survived physically, but they have also emerged mentally stronger. They've fought a battle not only against nature, but also against doubt, fear, weakness, and despair. They return to civilization, but they are no longer the same people who once crashed in the desert. They are now more courageous, united, and resilient.